here we are again. It's the Blade Video Podcast, available everywhere, and we are happy you are here. Here is Blade.
It's like Todd Rundgren, and he gets to the hook right away, one of a nail, and does that for 4.5 minutes. Great little tune, the one of a nail. Never understood that until I looked it up today, what the want of a nail is. Wish I hadn't done that one little thing, one of a nail. For me, it was streaking. Back in the early 70s, middle 70s, streaking was a phase. 4 guys sitting on a street corner, me and my buddies. I decided I was going to be the one who did it for a certain amount of colones. Remember that? Running naked for the sake of it, for the hell of it, just for running naked. And they used to do it at all the sporting events. Summertime, 14, 15-year-olds just bored. Because we lived in El Salvador at the time, right? So I did it, and it was fun, and we got a laugh, ha, ha, ha. You have no idea the ramifications of that. My father was a major in the United States Air Force at the time, and he almost lost his privilege of being a lieutenant colonel because he couldn't control his family. I mean, they banned him from parties. Poor guy, they couldn't go to parties. They was I and they, the family was the scourge of the whole mill group. That's what they were called. Felt so terrible about that. For the want of a nail, for the want of a little laugh. And here I sit 50, 60 years later, and I'm no different. Anything for the want of a laugh. I never really apologized to him because I was too afraid. And I am telling you right here and right now, he didn't speak to me for at least a week, which felt like 1,000 years. It's another heat advisory here, and it's 113. Big whoop. Excessive heat. That is not a heat advisory. I'm just tired of it. Year after year after year, we get a heat advisory when it's 113, when that's really pretty much normal. I think the average temperature is like 107 this time of the year. Okay, it's 113, whatever. Hell, it's 130 probably down in Furnace Creek, California, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, it's west of us in that desert, the Mojave, Death Valley. 130. Can you imagine that? And the pictures, these pictures I'm showing, they've got, I mean, it doesn't look hot, it looks normal. It's got to be wintertime pictures. People go there and camp, 130 degrees. The big joke around here is if you're working your way down that way and you're not very well behaved on this planet, don't worry about the fires of hell because it's going to feel like air conditioning compared to a summer here in Arizona. I'm going to add on Furnace Creek to that. 130. They ought to change the script. Think about it. There's heaven and there's Furnace Creek, California. Man, I saw 2 fire hydrants fighting over a dog the other day. It's hot. You know what I did read the other day too? The tweakers out there, they're putting the copper back into the air conditioners that they took out. If you're a tweaker, you know what I'm saying. If you're not, you have no idea what joke that is. A lot of bobcats in the area here. Saw one in the desert chasing down a big jackrabbit. He had a pot holder in his mouth. Oof, hot here. But it's no Furnace Creek, California. Man, I miss my monsoons, man. There haven't been any monsoons here at all. We've got to get a monsoon. There's a drought actually going on here. It hasn't rained in, months. It may have rained last night. I'll go out and check here in just a couple of minutes, just for a minute though, but we need a monsoon. That saves me $180 of cleaning fees because Mac will come by and he'll clean up my solar panels. Get a monsoon, I don't have to have him come by and spend $180. So I'm just waiting for that to happen. You know, you see this sign, it's the Gila River, Gila, on the reservation, Gila River, and every time you see the sign, there's Gila River, there's no water. And you just laugh. Take the sign down, man. There's no river there. When there is a monsoon, It does fill up for about a day or 2 or 3. Goes back to flat, dead fish, But it's great when they do have the monsoon because it's like Noah's Ark, only there's no ark. Every single animal that you have ever known and not known in your world is there in the Salt River or in the Gila River after it's filled up drinking. There's wild Mustang horses and raccoons and coyotes and lynxes and eagles and camels and there's no camels. There's no camels in this desert, but all the rest of the animals are there. The camels are way out that way somewhere. Need some rain. Listen, I've got a buddy who's 70. Story. Buddy who's 70. Been married 10, 12, 13 years, something like that. And he met his wife online. And it occurred to me when he said that, and he's happily married, And it's like, it occurred to me when he said that, there are no more blind dates. Blind dates are over. You meet everybody online now. Technically, there are no more blind dates because the picture that person posts, be it male or female, is the best picture they've ever taken or anyone's ever taken of them ever in the whole wide world. See? So that's what they look like, and that's what gets some bids from other people. The chances of you showing up and them looking like that are about 0. You just hope for it that they look something like it. Something like it. And they probably won't. So technically, it's not really a blind... It is a blind date, technically. Just because that's the picture doesn't mean they're going to look like that. It's just dangerous. I've never done that. It's just dangerous. Who knows what you're going to get now? Everybody knows that by now, but people still do it. Relationships are formed online, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. All right, let's just say you meet someone online, and then you go out and what are you going to do? Everybody does the same thing. They meet at some restaurant and they have dinner, right? Let's just say you meet someone online and they're okay. Both people seem to be okay and they're getting along. And I just want to give you a tip here, okay? This is how to not suck at life, guys, because I know too many guys that fuck this up. Order something to drink when the waiter comes over. Order a light beer because it's a gentlemanly drink. It is. Order a light beer, because beer is manly. And make it a light beer because it makes it look like you're not there to get shit-faced or you're some raging alcoholic. You don't want to make that impression with the girl that you like, do you? You can't sit there and say, I'll take the old Mississippi oil can Piddle Slasher Purple special craft beer. Don't order a craft beer. Order a beer that people know. Order an ultra light or a natural light or a Bud Light or something like that. You order one of those special craft beers like I just mentioned, and I couldn't repeat it. Who knows what I just said? The girl's going to go, And if you do order a beer like that, keep it low because you don't want other people hearing you order that because you look like an asshole. Order a gentleman's beer and see how the thing goes. And 9 times out of 10, it may not go well. And that's when you can start ordering the double whiskey, please thing, and then you have to admit it. You do just admit it if you don't get along. Say, this isn't working, right? And then she says, I'll have a double scotch. You take an Uber home and there you go. And that may be the best fun of the night. Who knows? But sometimes those things work. Those kind of relationships work. And they bud. They do. Now I'm going to give you another tip here. While I've been on this earth for a while, I'll give you another tip on what to do if you're going to dig deep, to go deeper into the relationship. Fellas, you can't get married in 5 or 6 months. You don't know enough. Okay, so you've fallen in love. Both of you have. And women fall in... Okay, you don't know which head has made the decision at that point. And it goes the same way with women. Hopefully both. Hopefully, you fall in love up here and you fall in love in the other place. At the same time, hopefully. That's always a good start, But you never really know how it works out. 5 or 6 months, you get married, it's not going to work because you don't know enough. For 5 or 6 months, we people are smart enough to give you our A side. All you get is our A side, the best of us, our best behavior. And, after a year, maybe even 2 years, that's when you start to find out when the going gets tough. Or hey, getting down and dirty. How are these people really? What's the real deal? Seriously. That's when you find out the real thing. You got to know someone for 2 years, don't you, before you decide you want to marry them? And even more importantly is like, okay, let's just say you know someone for 2 years and you live somewhere and she lives somewhere or whatever, however your, thing is, however your relationship is. And by the way, let me just go off on a side note. I'm never going to use the word partner. Okay? I'm never, ever going to use my partner this. Hate that. What are you trying to hide? You're trying to hide something by saying partner. That's what you're doing. Now, I've always liked SO, my significant other. I've always liked that. Somehow it's funny to me. My SO, and it's even funnier when women go, my significant other. My SO. When women say it, it's funny. When guys say it's not that funny, but that's it. So, other things I will not do. I will not use the word partner ever in my life. I will never buy a jersey with my favorite player's name on the back. I will never do that. I will never put mittens on my dog's feet. I don't care how hot it is. I will take the necessary precautions. I will never eat pineapple on my pizza. In fact, I'll go as far to say as I will never be around somebody who eats pineapple on their pizza. I've been known to walk out in the middle of a game when some guy orders some pineapple on his pizza at halftime. Pizza is supposed to ruin your arteries. That's what it's for. It's good. It's delicious. It's yummy. That's what it's all about. It encompasses all that's good and bad in life. You put a pineapple on it, what are you doing? Where was I? Oh, listen, you decide you're in love. After 2 years, she's cool, you're cool, whatever. So now you got to live together. Can you live together? That's the big question. Can you live together? Because that's where the rubber hits the road, man. It's tough living together, man, with someone you've never lived together with. It is. Male, female, they, I don't care. It's hard living together in harmony, nicely and beautifully, in sync, with chemistry, with people. It is. The vows are the easy part. It's living together, which is the hard part. It is. The vows are easy. But you could make some agreements. Like, number one, you can make some agreements to put the toilet paper on the right way. Because if you don't put the toilet paper on the right way, that sets itself up for unmitigated altercations. Really irritating. Same goes for paper towels. Put it on the right way, man. Roll down on the outside, not on the inside. Make an agreement. Make an agreement that you will both do your own laundry. All right, because don't even try to wash a woman's clothes, fellas. You know that. You've got to know that by now. And you don't want a woman washing your pants or your clothes because who knows what kind of incriminating receipt will be found, end up in her hands. I mean, you got to make an agreement on who's going to cook, man. I mean, can you be lucky enough to have one of you cook, the guy or the girl or the guy, whatever your relationship is? Man, one of you's got to be able to cook. Because you can't go out to eat anymore. It's too expensive. It's $22 at McDonald's now for two of you to go out to eat. I'm serious. You got to have a cook. Or find someone to cook. Or agree on a number for the month to have food delivered to you. It's expensive as shit, but you can get some good food that way. Make sure one of you, and you figure this out, is not addicted to credit cards. There's nothing but trouble down the road. I don't even need to get into that. Wow. And if this person, your SO, can make you laugh every now and then, it's not like they have to do stand-up comedy for you every night and crack your ass up, But if they could just make you laugh every now and then, one good belly laugh goes a long way. It could go years, seriously. Just find a nice girl, find a nice guy, find a nice they. Someone that can make you laugh every now and then. That's all you need, really. Isn't that the most important thing in life? is make sure to put the toilet paper on the right way and then make me laugh every now and then. Makes for a happy life.
Thank you, Mr. Blade. That's it for the Blade Video Podcast today. Find all Blade content at bobtheblade.com. Peace out.